My name is Kamran, and I thought I had the perfect life, a beautiful wife, a decent job, and a small circle of friends and family who respected me. My wife Zoya and I had been married for 6 years. We had our ups and downs like any couple, but I always believed we were solid. Trust was the foundation of our relationship. Or so I thought. It all started on a Saturday night when we hosted a small dinner party at our house. We had invited my colleagues, a couple of Zoya's friends, and some family members. Everything seemed normal. Zoya was busy in the kitchen, laughing and chatting with guests, and I was in the living room serving drinks. I had no idea that while I was entertaining our friends, she was orchestrating the biggest betrayal of my life. Halfway through dinner, I noticed something strange. Zoya excused herself from the table more than once, claiming she needed to check on the dessert. At first, I thought nothing of it. She was always particular about presentation when we had guests. But then I saw her whispering on the phone, hiding in the hallway near the kitchen, and her face looked nervous. My gut told me something was off. A few minutes later, I excused myself quietly and went to the kitchen, pretending to grab more drinks. As I walked past the back door, I noticed it was unlocked, which was odd, considering I had locked it earlier. When I stepped outside into the backyard, I saw faint shadows moving inside the garage through the small glass window. My heart started pounding. I crept closer, careful not to make a sound. When I peeked inside, I froze. There was a man, tall, muscular, and shirtless, leaning against my workbench. And right in front of him was my wife, Zoya, her hands on his chest, kissing him like she'd known him forever. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. My entire world collapsed in an instant. I wanted to storm in, scream, throw him out, but something stopped me. My anger burned hotter than fire, but my mind went cold. I didn't want to confront them yet. I wanted to destroy them. I quietly stepped back, returned to the house, and forced myself to act normal. My hands were shaking as I poured drinks, but no one noticed. I smiled, laughed, and kept the dinner going while my wife was in the garage with her lover, thinking she was clever enough to get away with it. That night, I didn't sleep. I lay awake beside Zoya as she snored softly, pretending nothing happened, while the image of her with him burned into my mind. By morning, I knew what I had to do. The next day, I installed a small hidden camera in the garage, one of those tiny wireless ones connected to my phone. I also placed another in the hallway leading from the kitchen to the garage. Next week, I acted like everything was normal while secretly monitoring her every move. 2 nights later, while I was working late, the camera notification popped up on my phone. My stomach churned as I opened the live feed. There she was, Zoya, leading the same man into the garage again. This time I recorded everything. The next step of my plan required patience. I didn't want an emotional outburst. I wanted calculated, brutal revenge that would leave her no way to recover. I started gathering every possible piece of evidence. The videos, call logs, text messages, even bank transfers where she had secretly been sending money to this man. She was helping him pay off his debts, using my salary. I also found out who he was. His name was Danish, a local gym trainer, married, with 2 kids. That gave me leverage I hadn't expected. I reached out to Danish's wife through an anonymous email and sent her everything, the videos, screenshots, and texts. Within hours, my phone blew up. Danish's wife called me, crying, devastated, but also furious. We agreed to coordinate our next move. I waited until the next Saturday, exactly 1 week after I caught them in the garage. We had planned another, small dinner with close family this time. Everything seemed normal again. Zoya dressed up beautifully, acting like the perfect wife, serving food, smiling sweetly. But I knew her entire world was about to shatter. Halfway through dinner, I excused myself and walked to the garage in front of everyone, loudly saying, "I think I left something important in here." Zoya froze instantly. I unlocked the garage, turned on the light, and called everyone inside. On the big TV mounted on the wall, I had already queued up the hidden camera footage. The moment everyone stepped in, I hit play. The room went silent. There was Zoya on the screen, kissing Danish passionately, laughing, whispering, "He'll never find out." My relatives gasped, some covered their mouths, and my mother burst into tears. Zoya tried to grab the remote, screaming, "Turn it off!" But I shoved her hand away. "Why?" I asked, my voice cold and steady. "Why my garage, Zoya? Why my house? Why during dinner when my friends and family were here?" She stammered, sobbing, trying to explain, but I didn't give her the chance. At that moment, Danish's wife stormed in. I had invited her secretly. She walked straight up to Zoya, slapped her hard, and screamed at Danish, who had shown up to see her after dinner. Chaos erupted. My family was yelling, Danish's wife was crying, Zoya collapsed to her knees, begging me to please forgive her. But I wasn't finished. I handed her a neatly prepared envelope in front of everyone. Inside were divorce papers, copies of the videos, and a court notice for spousal misconduct. Her face went white as she realized how deep she was in. "I'm done," I said, loud enough for everyone to hear. "You destroyed this marriage. You destroyed this family. Now, you can leave. Tonight." Zoya sobbed, begged, even tried to hold my feet, but I stepped back and pointed to the door. Danish's wife dragged him out by his collar, screaming she'd be filing for divorce too. My relatives left in silence, shaken and disgusted. By Monday, I filed for divorce and submitted all evidence to my lawyer. Because of her infidelity and financial misuse, I secured full custody of our daughter and kept the house. Zoya was forced to move in with her parents, and Danish lost both his marriage and his job at the gym when his wife exposed him publicly. I didn't block Zoya. I wanted her to see my life improve without her. Within 6 months, I had rebuilt myself emotionally, focused on my daughter, and started a